Hello Year 5 and welcome to Maths again. I hope that you are somewhere quiet, away from any distractions. So if you have the TV on or if you're talking to a sibling or an adult, maybe you can find a quiet corner at home so that you can concentrate on your maths. When you're ready, start the do now, and then when you've finished, unpause and we'll go through the answers. So, how did you do? Let's take a look. Number 1 is A, 3/4. Number 2 is 3/5. And number 3 is 10/7. So, in today's lesson, we're going to find fraction of quantities. Now, let's take a look at this. So, this one is represented by an equal number of parts. Now, the whole here is made up of 5 stars. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is 1. Okay, it's a bit like a Mars bar that's been divided into 5 segments, but instead of segments, you have 5 individual stars. Now, 2 of the 5 are shaded in yellow, and that's why we have written the fraction 2/5, because we're talking about the 2 shaded stars, and there are 5 stars in total. If we take a look at this one, if this was 1 tray of cookies, all of the 9 would make the whole. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9/9 equals 1 whole tray of cookies. Now, if this was 1 tray, oh dear, it's not 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The whole would be made up of 12 cookies. So we would write 12/12, and we know that 12/12 equals 1. Good, 1 whole, 1 tray. There are 12 equal parts, 12 cookies. Now, if I were to eat 1/4 of the cookies, I would need to split them into 4 equal groups. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'd have to divide 12 by 4. So in 1/4, there would be 3. So this would represent 1/4. This would represent another quarter. These 3 would represent a 1/3 quarter. And then these 3 would represent last quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we have 4 quarters, and 1/4 equals 3. Now, if I were to eat 1/3 of the cookies, I would need to split them into 3 equal groups. So this time, I'm going to divide my 12 cookies into 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. Therefore, 1/3 of the tray would be 4 cookies. So this would be 1/3, and this would be another 1/3, and this would be another 1/3. In each 1/3, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 cookies. Now, if if I wanted to find half, how many equal groups would I need? Tell me. Good, I would need 2 equal groups. So what would I need to divide 12 by? Well done. I would need to divide 12 by 2. 12 divided by 2 equals, great, yes, you're right, 6. So half of 12 equals 6. So then this would be equal to 1/2. And this would be equal to another half. And in each half there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What about this? Do you agree? 1/5 of 12 equals 5. Do you agree? No. So if we wanted 5 equal groups, we would need to divide 12 by 5. This would be quite difficult to do because we don't have multiples of 5. But the mistake that they've made is they've just circled 5 and said that that's 1/5, which is incorrect. So your task now is to find 1/4. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. 1/4 of these 8, half of these, 1/6 of these, and then 1/6 of this. When you have finished, unpause and we'll go through the answers. So how did you find it? Did you count all of the cookies and divide them equally? Let's see. So the first one, 1/4 of 8, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 equals 2. Half of 16 equals 8. 1/6 of 18, because we have 18 dots or 18 cookies, is 3. And 1/6 of 24, because here we have 24 dots or 24 cookies, equals 4. Okay. Now, this array of cookies has been grouped. It shows that we have 2 times 6 equals 12. So we have 1, 2 here. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 2 groups of 6. And altogether, we have 12. And this is what makes the whole. Oh, sorry, I forgot to write. This was my half, and this was 1/2, because we have 2 groups, 2 equal groups. And let's take a look at this one. The cookies can now be split into 6 equal groups, which represent sixths. I know the value of 2 of these groups is 4. So the first thing that I'm going to do, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. First of all, I'm going to divide my 12 into 6 groups. So in each group there should be 6 divided by 12 equals 2. So this is 1/6. And this is another And this is another. And another. This is my 5th group of 6, and this is my final one. But now I'm looking for 2 of these. So I'm looking at 2 groups of 6s. So I'm going to count how many there are in 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so now I know that 2/6 of 12 equals 4. Let's find the following fractions of this whole. I need to look for 2/3. So how many groups do I need? I need 3 groups. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm going to divide 12 into 3 groups. 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so in each group there needs to be 4 cookies. So this is one group, which represents 1/3. This is another group of 4, which represents another third. And then another 4 cookies, which represents another third. Okay. But I'm not just looking for 1 now, I'm looking for 2. So now, let's see, I've got one group here, second group, and how many cookies do I have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. So I have 4, but I need 2 groups, which equals 8. So I know that 2/3 equals 8. Okay. Let's see if we can find another one. 3/4. So tell me, how many groups do I need to find? Good, 4. I need to divide my whole into 4 equal groups. Can you tell me the equation I need to write? Good. Equals? Great. So I'm going to group them into 3s. It's my first group, that's 1/4. It's my second group, that's another 1/4. That's a third 1/4. Oh. And then this is another 1/4. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 equal groups. And inside each part, there are 1, 2, 3 cookies. But now I'm looking for 3 parts. So I'm going to circle my 3 parts. 1, 2, 3. Great. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Great. So we have 3 parts, and inside each part there are 3 cookies. So that equals 9. 3/4 equals 9. Fantastic. Well done, Year 5. Now, you may need to find fractions of an amount without using a diagram to calculate it. So here are our steps to success. Step 1, divide the whole by the denominator. Step 2, multiply the answer in step 1 by the numerator. And then step 3, check the answer makes sense. So here's our equation. It's 1/6 of 18. So the first thing that I'm going to do is divide the whole number. Tell me the whole number. Good, 18 by the denominator. Shout out the denominator, 6. Good, so I'm going to divide 18 by 6. Ooh. Not subtract. 18 divided by 6. So I'm going to use my 6 times tables and I'm going to stop at 18. 6, 12, 18 equals 3. With this answer, multiply the answer in step 1 by the numerator. So my answer here is 3. What's my numerator? 1. Good. 3 times 1 equals 3. Now I'm going to check that the answer makes sense. So I know that 1/6 of 18 equals 3 because 3 times 6 equals 18. Great. So let's do this one. What's 1/4 of 20? So I'm going to start with my step 1. Divide the whole by the denominator. So my whole is 20. I'm going to divide it by the denominator, which is 4. I'm going to use my 4 times tables and I'll stop at 20. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. The answer is 5. I'm going to tick that. Next, multiply the answer in step 1 by the numerator. So this is my answer, 5 from step 1. And I'm now going to multiply it by the numerator, which is 1. So 5 times 1 equals 5. Great. Now I know that 1/4 of 20 equals 5, and I need to check that my answer makes sense. 5 times 4 equals 20. Great. So I know that's correct. Let's try this one. 2/3 of 21. Read out the first step for me. Good. So what's my whole? Tell me. And what's my denominator? Good. So I'm going to count in my 3s and I'm going to stop at 21. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. And the answer is good, 7. So next, read out step 2. Good, so what's my answer from step 1? Yes, 7, and I'm going to multiply it by the numerator, good, which is 2, and that equals 14, good. Now I need to check that my answer makes sense. 2/3 of 21, oh, yeah, equals 14. Great. I know that 3 times 7 equals 21. I have 2 of these, and that's 14. So that makes sense. Good job. Okay, let's try this one. 3/5 of 45. I'd like you to tell me how to do it. Number 1. Good. Step 2. Step 3. Good job. Okay, let's try this one now. So first of all, let's divide the whole number by the numerator. What's my whole number? 96. Now, I know my 4 times tables. I know my 4 times tables to 12, but this might be a little bit tricky because this is past 48, which is 4 times 12. Which method can I use to calculate it? Yeah, I can use my bus stop method, can't I? So 96 divided by 4. I'm going to divide the first digit. 9 divided by 4 equals, I'm just going to write it here, 9 divided by 4 equals 2, remainder 1. So I'm going to place the 2 above my 9, and the remainder 1 I'm going to regroup with the digit next to it, and that becomes 16. 16 divided by 4 equals 4, 8, 12, 16, 4. I'm going to place that above 16. So my answer is 24. So I've completed step 1. Now I'm going to multiply the answer in step 1 by the numerator. So my answer is 24. 24. I'm going to multiply it by 3. Now this is also a little bit tricky for me to do inside my head, so I'm going to use column. 3 times 4 equals 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 times 2 equals 6, plus 1 equals 7. Great. So I now know that 3/4 of 96 equals 72. Let's try another one, shall we? Okay, so can you please read step 1 for me? Good. Which method are we going to use? Great. Bus stop. 324 divided by, what's my denominator? Good. Can I divide 3 by 6? No, so I'm going to put a placeholder, and then I'm going to regroup 3 with the digit next to it. So that becomes 32. 32 divided by 6 equals 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 5, remainder, good, 2. So I'm going to place my whole number above 32, and I'm going to regroup my remainder 2 with my last digit. So that becomes 24 divided by 6. 6, 12, 18, 24. The answer is 4. So I'm going to place that on top. So my answer is 54. Great. I'm now going to multiply the answer in step 1, which is 54, with my numerator, which is 3. Again, I'm going to use my column. So 3 times 4, 3, 6, 9, 12. And I'm going to regroup. 3 times 5 equals 15, plus 1 equals 16. Right. Now I can write 3/6 of 324 equals 160. Oh, sorry, 162. Sorry, that looks like a strange 162. And actually, 3/6 is half. So if I were to multiply 162, or even add 162 twice, I should get 324. So let me double check. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 6 plus 6 equals 12. And then we group 1. So I know that that's right. Great. Okay, help me with this last one. What's the first step? Good. So what's my dividend? Good. 252. And what's my divisor? My denominator. Good. Okay. So the first digit, can I divide 2 by 9? No, so I'm going to put a 0 here and then I'm going to regroup the 9. So that becomes 25 divided by 9 equals 9, 18, so that's 2. Remainder 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Remainder 7. So I'm going to regroup, so I'm going to write 2 above my 25 and the remainder 7 I'll regroup. So that becomes 72 divided by 9. 72 divided by 9 equals 8. Great, so I'm going to place that above my 72. So my answer is 28, and I finished the first step. Good job. What's the second step? Good. What's the answer from step 1? Yeah, 28 multiplied by 6. Great. Okay. 6 times 8, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48. 6 times 2 equals 12, plus 4 equals 13, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Great. So I know that 6/9 of 252 equals 168. Great. Well done, Year 5. So now what I would like you to do is to calculate these fractions of quantities. You have 12 to complete. This is the first set. You can pause and then unpause to continue. These are questions 1 to 4. 5 to 8. And 9 to 12. When you finish, unpause and we'll go through the answers. So how did you do? Let's take a look. We have the answers for 1 to 4. The answer is number 1 is 5, number 2 is 4, number 3 is 40, and number 4 is 12. Number 5 is 24, number 6 is 49, number 7 is 60, number 8 is 71. Number 9 is 100, number 10 is 300, number 11 is 540, and number 12 is 432. How did you do? Fantastic, well done. I look forward again to seeing you tomorrow. Don't forget to tick your work before you upload it to Seesaw. I hope you enjoyed that. Have a good evening. Bye.